Second week of the channel, and really our Monday looks like the first Monday of the channel, to be honest. We sold off, and then PM was after 12, and we just reversed all the way, but today it just didn't go as high. So, interesting trade. Quite an interesting trade. I've been working on my 4 hour and my 90 minute and my 30 minute PO3 model. The 4 hour and the 90 minute kind of go hand in hand because it's 10 and 10:30. But right here, you can see we have a clean, very clean entry right at that low. Our stop loss was initially right here, 44 points. I ended up trailing it to here, and we got stopped out when I went break even off of the 15-second chart. So I did expect today to be, it's a no news Monday. I expected it to be basically just accumulation, but in a large range because we're just so volatile. This news drop is something I'm going to talk about in a minute as kind of the reason why we didn't move up, because that is a large move down, and we basically rebalanced that whole price, and there was no reason for us to come back down. However, we are on that, what I want to mention, I don't even know what to call it. It's just like a gap right here between the start of our new monthly. So this new monthly cycle, which is a weekly cycle that we're watching, basically we're looking for the monthly cycle SSMT. So in the beginning of the month, we had this gap on ES and YM. It looks completely different because we have, or sorry, ES and NQ. We have this gap at two completely different price levels. I mean, this is all the way up here. We technically have an SMT with this low right here, but it's just so strange because this price is all the way down here. All right, another week, and our Monday today is looking just like last week's Monday, to be honest. Sold off, and then we had a buy model. Today was pretty weak. It wasn't known as Monday, same as last Monday, but this Monday we just didn't even get to anywhere above premium buy side liquidity, our lowest hanging fruit objective. So I took this on paper, 1 to 2 actually, and my position was at this fill in the 5 minute. 5 minute BPR. I took it purely off of structure and my analysis from this morning, which was these quadrants of the 4 hour for value gap. And on ES, we have that actually on a daily. So this is our daily for value gap on ES. We're going to take off the noise and just look how different we are right now. We're different, not in price, but in time. So this time right here, we're creating our daily for value gap, which I expected us to trade into, and we're going to trade from it to all-time high tomorrow if we're bullish, because that would narrow us down significantly on the higher time frame. But right here, we can see on the 4 hour, this is basically what our daily looked like on ES. So I ended up using that as correlated time frame because it's 4 hour to, it's daily to 4 hour, but the daily is on ES. So using that, I narrowed it down to CE of that, which I wanted to see a reversal from. That is why I took this paper position, and I still have it running. But if we just go to the entry, what I was really just looking to do was hold this to 1 to 2 right there. Stop loss on the 5 minute at the bodies because it is in that, lower quadrant, which I love to see. And we have fully mitigated price. There is this, which it come tap down into if it was like really bad, and that's why I accounted for that, having this stop loss at basically the news drop low, which is this data low. Something happened, and something about bombs again. So this news low, it wasn't like an actual announcement, so it was just like a continuous downfall of price for 10-15 minutes, and then we started consolidating, creating the bottom. So that news drop was a drawn liquidity for today. I think that really messed up today's price action, I'm going to be honest. So I didn't want to take this, but it did look good just off of pure price. And if this was X AMD or AMDX, I didn't want to enter it if it was AMDX for sure. So, it was really like this was going to be the best entry, or it was going to wait until like 2 o'clock, 2:15, right here when distribution lines in our 90 minute distribution, which is going to like come up pretty soon. That's why I'm holding this position, because I do want to see where it ends up going. And this is a safe stop. I'm not going to put it break even because it may not be a safe stop. So this is the trade that's going on right now. It's just kind of a wait and see if I can get in higher time frame, because if you do want to hold higher time frame trades, you have to hold it longer. That's the rules, and so you can't be scared if even if it goes to break even from 3-4 hour in profit. So that's just how we're playing this, just kind of like a game basically for paper. But we ended up taking a pretty good trade just off of structure itself and it being an estimate of the right time. Let's get into our 30-minute PO3 because I did not trade 10 a.m. and 10:30, which is my third entry mechanism. Going into opening, True New York was made. It was not mitigated on the 5-minute right here. When we start to pick up at close to opening, we mitigated it, but initial low, I did want to see if this was going to get swept, and I wanted more than YM to sweep it, even though YM was the one to sweep. So I mediated, or I narrowed us down to this 1 hour and this 15-minute that we're going to tap into to send us higher, right? This is balanced. We have our discount sweep. We filled the new daily opening gap. We're trading inside that. And our regular trading hours gap from, if we just exit out of replay, our regular trading hours gap is very, very small. So this SMT was also, I was actually thinking about entering when it was down here because we filled the gap and we started, and we created a sweep. We had a sweep right here. And we started moving up higher from that. And I was thinking about entering like literally right here as this green candle is being made, because this would be like a good low and we have regular trading hours, these highs up here. So I didn't enter. I wanted the first presented to be made because I wanted a clear direction and because it could, still wick down here, and I didn't want to get stopped out if it was going to hit initial low, because we did aim for initial high, which is the first high after 7 o'clock. So right here, we took it out on 9:10, and then I was looking for initial low to get taken out at open, and if we created a SSMT with ES, that was going to be my A plus entry, something like that, and targets would be still all-time high. I can't believe we didn't take this. I mean, it was conflicting with regular trading hours, but still, we were like so close to it. I mean, this is only like 30 points in the market that we've been moving. So that was our trade. This 15-second BPR was my confirmation to hold, and after I would have trailed stop to right here. Probably honestly would have gotten stopped out because I probably would have wanted to hold to this. But I did look on this 2-minute because I was watching the 2-minute and the 30-second today because the 1-minute just looks so sloppy. I mean, 10 minutes to print our first presented. If you want to know why, for the cycles, this is our classic model. If we're coming into open, the most important thing we're looking for is true New York mitigation. And from there, we're either looking for manipulation in manipulation at that time for our microcycle 90-minute, or it's manipulation for a 90-minute, a micro, and a daily. Daily, like if a daily aligns, also a weekly too, and it's happening off open, then I'm definitely going in on the PO3. But the microcycle and the 90-minute means that I just want to trade the 30-minute PO3 and not really much of 10 a.m. because it's not too high time frame aligned. I mean, you can get a good move. Like today, we hit true day open objective to send us really, really, really low for 10 a.m. and 10:30, which 10 a.m. was delayed. So 10:30 was the trading range that you would be using. But this is the classic initial low sweep and SMT. Today it was with YM, so I wasn't hesitant on the entry, but I didn't like that like a cycle like that I was predicting for a bigger move would be on a microcycle with YM because ES is just stronger. So that's our cycles for the day. Still holding this position. I forgot because we're on our actual account, not paper. So you can't see the execution, but this 2-minute short right here, this would be great if you were ready for the entry, because right here, let's just say it was A plus. It was an A plus entry. If we go for a 10 a.m. range, 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. low here, this would be right in our optimal trade entry. 2 minute tap in the optimal trade entry. Stop would be right at the high. 36 points. You can lower it to trade open. Really, I'd lower it to there at the most. But really, you'd have the SMT right there to give you that stop. So you would know how much you're risking and you wouldn't have to move it until you've like taken out some of these lows, like at least this low and the 15-minute low. So that's usually how I would trade the 10 if we got a reversal from the 30-minute expanding, giving us the range. But today just wasn't giving the confluences to take that trade. But that's okay. We got a break even day, and this is the classic model that is just repetitive, and we're really just looking for that same signature and price every day.